At DM Associates, we bring the business side of entertainment to life. Whether you're a filmmaker, producer, or content creator, our team of experienced administrators ensures your success on and off the screen. From IP registrations and sponsorship administration to securing production finance and script development, consider us your behind-the-scenes partner. With DM Associates, your cinematic dreams become a reality. Visit lobacreations.co.za for more information and take your next project to the top. DM Associates, administration for cinematic success.
Oh man, welcome to another edition of iDiski Dine, and you've already seen it's conversations flowing on the table, drinks and food on the table as we dine in with the stars and royalty of South African football.
Just nje ukhuluma ngesikhukhuna nje sibreake ice kancane. Which teammate is always early training?
Yeah.
Even
no.
at Pirates?
Myself and even at Pirates, yeah. No, at Pirates I came before you. Yeah, because we were in traffic. Yes, you know, keep a big thing about and when you have players often and was Paula who come from Sundowns that plays Kef.
Sure.
Every season you find players like Abodesh who have been playing Kef every season. You know, you share skate, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
We are stylish, Alomondo. Tell me fashion is too much.
Say less.
Yeah, for hey,
How do you then come back to your family and the dynamics that work along with accepting you as a person who's always different?
This Christmas, can you go somewhere else? And like,
sure.
Because I just don't get enough time. His body could be here, like right next to us, but his mind is somewhere else. Yeah, so sometimes hey, mama's boy, like me, I'm full take it. So
sure.
I'm cool, daddy. Say I'm a soft.
Want some love?
Yeah, but coaches I want to software, na?
That's a strategy. That's a strategy. I'm gonna learn what's born.
Tena ngawe man.
Yazi utheni makavela ndoda yazi madedi appetite. Bangavela madedi. Bangavelela kabuhlungu phela. Yazi. Ungafonela amaphoyisa. When people give you your flowers, angithi kuthiwa njalo. Right now we are giving him his flowers. But we don't understand which ama flowers. So I think the introduction of the players that we got this season, it goes without saying. Dash this allowed goal, which was
the last minute goal,
onside,
yeah.
Catching flights, international, visas. The team doesn't say much as to like what do they want going forward, you know, as far as vocabulary is concerned. I don't think it will ever happen, Vele, because I since I retire. Azange chasing Anjani chasing Anji. Shaya lapho umstalaka stay sporty sake ngithi wena. Mina ngabe uyaboshwa nje vele kumanje ngoba khona into zaziyenza ifuture. Awutoki kanje. Yazibani? No. Mina ngizoguide this. Ungayi elaborate ngiyacela because izoba nenkinga sizo trend.
iDiski Dine episode and take.
Alright. We ready, Jones?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
When Farmer kept us here,
Me too. I'm sweating cold.
Got the waves going on, brother man.
It's not like I'm hiding anything.
We want to take the cap through. Moby. Linda, you good?
Ngiyacela bafethe boni
It's okay. That's cool.
I'm not going to take go.
You want to wear one? Cool. Now you're rocking the waves, bro.
Don't drown.
Yeah. Sure.
Nice. Fresh start, right? It is.
Better, ne?
Figure
Next time, Sizoba Nengama for
Please.
Next time.
Next time. I come.
Makshesha zisuza zonke.
Ethi ngibulana le khoni yami lapha emotweni yazi.
Ngemuthi.
Oh man, welcome to another edition of iDiski Dine, and you've already seen it's conversations flowing on the table, drinks and food on the table as we dine in with the stars and royalty of South African football. You already seen who we have on our far left, because the man on my closest right here, he's been here before. We know him by name. Thabang Monare, back again with another one.
I mean, there's food. I'll always come back.
Nah, clearly. Well, thank you for coming back and honoring another invite. It's always great to have you, bro. I mean, we're always having great conversations. And this guy today, he added another member on the table. Tell us, my brother, who's this member and why did you decide to bring this member here today?
Sure, my brother, and thanks again for doing it. To the guys at home, thanks for subscribing, comment, and like. You guys made us to push more and more. And today I brought one of my friends. Hey, we are stylish, alomuntu. Tell fashion too much. Hey.
Say less.
Aye, sometimes, hey, mina na sinogulu and nge content. But anyway, ngiphathele uFigo.
Figo the man.
uFigo Mntambo, umfana wase Orlando.
Yeah, sure.
Team Jam.
Nah, fresh.
Great. Welcome to iDiski Dine, bro.
Thanks for the invite. Mntambo is up no dash, but I'm not missing this one.
Sure.
Dash in Kulisi.
Who's older here?
No, I'm old. I'm the old one. I'm older than him. Hey, no, wait. But you understand, obviously, when you're the older brother, so my parents football wise.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry.
I'm 2 minutes, yeah. 2 minutes, yeah.
And you were saying you were his captain earlier on. All of a sudden now he's your captain. He's the big guy now.
You know the thing is, I hated it when I had to go to school.
Sure.
Not because I didn't want to go to school, because now the tables are telling me. I'm like, hey, now won't you?
Linda's your leader.
Guy.
Thank you so much, Dash, for coming through, man. And we're just hoping to, have a great conversation with you guys once again. I mean, it's been a great time seeing you guys on the field. And I want to go back to Happy maybe introducing to me. When did you first meet these guys? What was the first encounter? I mean, these are two great human beings. Eh?
Yeah. Great human beings, good sense of humor. Uteshi ngimcavela eMpumalanga. I told you before, and, bengidlala na iDiski, I'll take range. Mnandi na my fashion. My fashion uhleza on point.
Sure.
Yabo. Then ngai leyawuthi ngihlangane na la emgwaqweni la. Emgwaqweni wase choose because thina siphuma eMpumalanga, we want to come here and
Sure.
Sizofuna umsebenzi,
Sure.
And I had to meet this guy in football space, and mina naye we just clicked, basibonana. I don't know why, mara. Why is clickile vele mina now? Because wavele wangithuka nje ejimini usafika.
No. Now wangithuka kusho into yakhe. Asadlala ku Roses. Bekadlala ku Roses, besadlala ku Cosmos.
Sure.
Hey. Makhohle ukudlala sengijimisana naye.
And the funny part ne. Waqala ukungithuka egroundini. Ngithi mara lo mfana lo mncane lo ngimtshela ngithi mfethu is still a small boy. Relax.
Sure.
Asadlala ku chip. Sengidlala naye ejimini uyangithuka futhi. Ngithi mara lo mfana lo yini naye.
No. Asiyekeni bafethu lo yokuthuka ngoba angisathuka. But I want to tell you how I actually met Happy and why maybe me and Happy got to be close is when I got to Pirates. One thing I never knew is that the skipper always sits the first seat when you get into the change room.
Okay, so if you walk in the change room, the first seat is the skipper's seat.
So I never knew that. It's only now when I'm at Sekhukhune United, I asked the kidman, why is my jersey always just when you enter the change room, the first seat, that's where I find my jersey.
Okay.
So uyangitshela uGrodman uTasiti with no man. Umthetho unjalo.
Okay.
But I never knew of the rule.
Sure.
So when I got to Pirates, I remember we're using the FNB Stadium, this pre-season under Coach Rulani and Coach Micho. And Mangfiga, somehow I used the first seat.
Sure.
I'm one to arrive early at training. So I got there so early, and then I changed in a happy place. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
So I changed and then went on to the field, and then later on I'd come back. Mangibuye into zami sihleli esitulweni asekho.
Where you left them on the bench, yeah.
And mase ngiyacheka, oh, izinto zikaHappy la.
Sure.
Oh, le out yangijwayela Crenshaw. Because I didn't understand ukuthi indawo kaSkipa.
Sure.
So I think like le yangijwayela le. Who does he think he is?
Sure, just because in the ambient, nyana. Sure.
1937, why kuphi yena ngaleso sikhathi? And yabona that day I was so angry, but all right, ngiyeke uSkipa vele. I think futhi some of the leaders were Thabo Matlaba, people that he used to lead the club with. But yeah, this one incident happened. I think you guys might remember it. We played in Polokwane against Black Leopards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and Ukabuza scored a goal, or he created a goal, and then he threw his jersey to the fans. So that happened. So it was the moment when we came back from Polokwane, went straight to Ren Stadium, and then Ukabuza had to say out an apology. And then we were there. Mina being in a motor at that time, I don't know what happened with my car. So I had to ask Uhebu to give me a lift back home, because Uhebu Shaisekel just off Empa, SOA2, as one mingle like you again. So I'm looking there, then I'm driving with him. So his phone is connected to the car.
Sure.
Yangeni call. And then this guy on your phone. Yeah. Imagine lo mngani wenu teammate ukabuza yini manje lento ayenzayo. So this guy ukwatile. And now I'm waiting for the response.
Sure.
And now the captain speaks. Now I understand this guy is not just a captain program then.
Sure.
Leadership.
There's a leadership here that comes with it.
He's got that in him. But ungakhulumi kanjalo ngeteammate yami. Yabo? So it means nami tomorrow if I fuck up on the field uzobe ukhuluma kanjalo ngami.
Sure.
So thatha lo magama wakho back. Ukabuza is also human.
Yeah.
He made a mistake.
Sure.
It got to him, my fans, which are cool on media, on social media.
Yeah.
And probably it was just too much for him.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm sitting there and I'm like, would I have done the same thing? Probably I would have wanted to entertain the friend and be like,
Sure.
But now I'm seeing this leadership from Uskipa, now Dog is standing up for his teammate in his absence.
Yeah.
I know go to
or anything, yeah.
And me, I'm new in the team, So, ever since that day, I knew I just need to be with this guy.
Sure.
And, there's so many other instances where he's actually showed love. He's showed support. When I lost my brother, a team he used to contribute, but he made his individual contribution, to me. He said, I need contributing alone, but I'm going to give you this lump sum to help, with the funeral arrangements. So, ever since then, I knew this is a brother, this is a keeper, and I'm just going to walk this journey with him. I'm going to learn from him, Maybe hence later in my, playing days, I was then given the skip and I'm going to
because be the leader.
One thing is that I learned from the best.
Sure.
So, maybe I've never told you, Skip Amara. Thank you,
Oh,
thank
man,
you,
that's
thank you,
touching.
my brother. Thank you very much.
Dash, I mean, Linda speaks of the leadership that he saw from his captain, and he's now your captain at the team, at Sekhukhune. How would you, let's say he's not sitting here right now, how would you speak of Linda as a leader in the team?
The top leader, a top leader. Even when I was still a captain at Jomo Cosmos, I think he always had that, in him, that the leadership skills about him. I think Happy was there to enhance it, but it's always been there. It's always been there, because these are the people where you get to realize that you can't lead the team alone, and you fall back to them and say, look, this is what I think as a captain, and they'll come and say, look, this is how we do things, and then we think we should do this. We can help you in this kind of way. So that's when you actually get to realize that, look, it's been there. It's been there. Like, I mean, an armband for him, it's just a formality. The leadership has always been there. He's a good family man.
Sure.
So I think leaders are born.
Yeah.
I think that's my belief. I think leaders are born. You don't create leaders. So it's just a matter of time and maturity, to bring that out.
Sure.
So I think Linda always had it. Like in every way, in every angle you look at it, he always had that leadership skill, and it's all about family. It's all about caring. about the next person, as to how do they feel. He's selfless.
Sure.
So I think he has all the requirements, and we tick all the boxes on being a good leader.
Yeah. Oh man, and how do you feel about that, man? Sure.
It's actually it's touching. Young Jablisa Rakud, because it's stuff that you normally not hear from a Dash.
Sure,
we and Dash when we
sure.
are together, it's laughter, it's noise,
Sure.
Yeah. and then most of the time, sometimes we disagree.
Sure, sure.
How we see life. And I like that because Dash is one who challenges me, even on the football field.
Sure.
Must get a ground in. This guy trains, at 100% every day of his life. Mong Dash might think that he's arrogant, but he always demands 100% from himself. So it's one of the other things that I just like about him. I'm glad that I got to be with him for the longest time of my career.
Sure.
That I'm still with him.
You're still with him right now, yeah.
Back at Cosmos, man.
Sure.
It was a Cosmos. That was the worst Dash.
I remember the time you came in the changing room about to sign at Pirate. The way you were so happy. Ukhuluma ngeCosmos was wakugibela phezu kwamatafula udensa wenzani just because they should figure.
And the time that I'm trying to get used to the environment, I'm trying to get to know people. I'm like,
Sure.
Because like I mean, there's a representative that you all have.
Sure,
When you get to a place, it's like you're trying to read the room,
Sure.
and trying to
And understand what was-
players, and
the
there's
dynamics,
This guy is like he's jumping now. He's
Everyone's looking at you now. Sure.
But look, it was great, and I didn't feel like I'm in a new environment actually after that, because I got to realize that there's a lot of familiar faces, and they made it very easy for me.
Sure, to get used to the place.
To get used to the place, because I'm a
Sure.
you understand? And so
Just adding into the mix of things there. I don't want us to run away from the family man conversation, because firstly, congratulations with the PB number 4. We saw the post with the ding, 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 the boxing thing going on there.
Akashaya ungani.
Last round.
Last round.
We're not going for the fifth round.
Last round.
I'm willing to equalize it.
Hey, man, get what?
Why did you say you were late today, Linda?
No, serious, guys. That's why I was late today.
Sure.
Because guys must understand it's Black Friday, so there's discounts, door. Let's go buy kids in Pasha's Christmas. Nyazi khule Christmas, nyazi ingcono bafethu, nyazi ukuthi ingane ziyagqoka Christmas nange-New Year. So we're number 3 4. Nami ngizagqoka buy one get one free. So I had to make sure ukuthi ngibalance le crash yami.
Sure.
Balance equation ngapha nangapha.
Because nyazi ziyakha.
Sure.
The economy is just tough.
Yeah.
Life is hard. Financial wise, akho lula.
Sure.
So when you get opportunities like this where ungathola discount here and there,
Use it.
that's why noma ngene endaweni ngiyothenga, if mini salesman yakhona iyangirecognize, angiyayicela discount bafethu ngingikolele. Mina wangimela umuntu wathi
Sure.
kimi, hey Mntambo, hey Hugo, vele ngithi awuna staff price. Uthi ngithenge ngiyakho. Aka ipetrol iphela bese ngiyithenga nge-discount. Mara kube nayo ngiyithenga. Kube ngiyithenga mina because a lot of petrol attendants follow football.
Sure.
I know via lapha abafuna ithombe bafuna yonke lento. Bengizovela ngithele ngezi.
Easy, yeah.
Stuff cuts up, and it's all
Short.
they can't risk like that.
I want to speak mostly about being a football family man. I'll start with you, Happy, as well. How is it? Because you miss out on so many things. I can imagine because you have to go, for example, it's CAF now. You're not just going to Cape Town. You're going outside of the country. You're missing out on some of the important dates, if within your family. It's not only birthdays, it's all the important anniversaries and all these things. How does one deal with all that? In terms of mentally being present for their team, thinking of all these things in the past that you leave behind, and also how do you then come back to your family and the dynamics that work along with accepting you as a person who's always busy?
It's very difficult for soccer players, bro. Very difficult in such a way. You need to sacrifice a lot of things. one, you're spending time at home, maybe in a week, 1 day or 2 days, sleeping in your house, maybe 2 days max. But most of the time you're in the fields. I understand. And there was a time whereby I was playing a game, a Kayabeng funeral. I had to be selfless, not going to bury my grandmother, but just to play. That's the sacrifice. And you know, Uti, your grandmother is the one that okulisi. And we won't be like support a pollution and but you find out you can't go there because of if unespan. But at the end of the day, ispan sako, ispan soguti, you need to feed them. So that's the sacrifice that you need to do. But I won't say my time. Won't say my time, plan. So, but for me, I think anything it's to get married early, you know, to secure my family life. So once I've secured my family life, at least they will understand my schedule all the time, even though I'm not at home. But they get to understand what uzobuya, you know. And I got a wife that is very patient, you know. We are going to mamela. So I couldn't understand that, so it's support the corner. We don't support even though I'm going through difficulties in football because sometimes you lose. As a captain, you can't go around to a field, filling station, shy around with your telepetrol.
It's tough, yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's there to support. If I'm losing, is the one that's gonna fill up my car, go to Emma shop, I would take a lesson just to calm me down until maybe second day. You know, I get sure. But it's a sacrifice, so we meet each other somewhere.
You gents, some of your experiences in the same topic that we're having right now?
Look, I think for me it took a long time actually for me to like have that reality check. You know, it's been happening for a while. You know, whereby I have my kids and I didn't see them grow, you know, as much as I would have loved, you know. But that was a little bit of the reality. But reality hit me when we went to play in France with the Bafana. We went to play in France. So while I was in France, we are still preparing for a game. We had 2 games that time.
Sure.
So while we are still preparing for a game, and the funny part is that I was not even roaming on my SIM. And I got a message with a number that is not saved. It said to me, Thabang, don't worry, your mom will be fine.
Oh.
When I look at this message and I'm like, what? You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
You don't even know
you're
what's
not getting
going on.
calls.
Yeah.
You're not getting calls, you know, from like you only have access to data and WhatsApp.
Sure,
You know, it's
sure.
not a WhatsApp call, it's not a WhatsApp text.
It's an
Like
SMS.
it's an SMS
Sure.
that says that, and I'm like, why the messaging again? I know how, but I just looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, maybe this is wrong number.
Sure.
Understand? So we're preparing, we're chilling, you know, and we're playing, you know, and on our landing, we land, obviously my phone starts working, and then like my family calls me like, Thabang, kunjani? And I'm like, ay, ngiyaphila njani? Nihambe njani? Ngithi mina, the trip was good, you know. We learned a lot there. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Ukuphi manje? And I'm like, hayi man, what's wrong manje? Ngibuzi izinto ezinje, wenzakala manje ngibuzi into kanje. And then my aunt's like, no man, I want to talk to you about something, yabo. When you get home, tell me. And I'm like, okay. I don't even take it to head.
Sure, you're not even thinking about that SMS at that time.
And at the time, Bupagania, on our landing, they say we must come to the stadium for the physio, for the checkup, as to like, how do you go with the national team and there's no injuries in this. And then,
Sure.
I call my aunt. I'm like, yeah, but what's happening? It's like, Thabang, she went through an operation. You understand? So like the moral of this story is that where was I and what was I going to do?
Sure.
Let's say if my family said, okay, Thabang, umamako.
Sure.
Do you understand
They
what
got a
I'm
hold
saying? It
of
was
you,
when I
yeah.
heard and there was nothing I could do. You understand?
Sure.
But I was out there,
Sure.
you know, serving the nation and serving my profession and
Sure.
serving my passion.
Sure.
You understand? So that's how difficult being a footballer, you know, can be. You understand? Because you are never like in the same place, you know, for long. I just landed. I just came back today. We had a game last night in Polokwane. So when did I leave? Left on Monday.
Sure.
You understand? Friday it's camp again. So when do you get that time? You know. So and also when you grow within the game, you know, when you get to our age, you know, Linda and Happy also they might,
Sure.
you know, they might add to this. That's when you actually realize how important family is. You understand? Like,
Sure.
because I really love to play football. I really want to play and play and play and play. But I get to an age where I'm like, I've never given my family time.
Sure.
Not because I didn't want to,
Sure.
because I couldn't. Do you understand? Like I couldn't. It's like now, Linda could be with Nkosana, you know, but we're at an interview and it has to happen. It has to be going, you know. It's part of us being in that game. It comes with this.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't come with us just being on the field. It comes with a lot of things.
Sure.
You have a shoot there. You have an interview there. You have to fly to Cape Town
place,
for an
yeah.
interview and back. You have to go to the you know.
Sure.
So it's very difficult. It's very
Linda, you'd say it's definitely the downside of football, because I could imagine being a present person as you are within your family, sharing it so much on social media, and people might think, it looks so nice and so easy for Linda, this thing. And I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah, it's not, but I enjoy it. I think I don't actually, you know, share the same sentiments as the gents, because I think in my football career, I've had an advantage or just a privilege that I've played in Joburg most of the time.
Sure, at home.
So Cosmos, Joburg, Pirates, Joburg, Sekhukhune, we are based in Joburg. We just play our games in Polokwane. So for me, it's actually different. So I get to be with my family, you know, most of the time. But with the traveling and stuff is, I've always been attached to a family, and maybe losing my loved ones as I think I got to understand more of what family means. So I'm last born of which is 4 siblings.
Okay.
So I lost my first sister in 2006. I was in matric during my final exams. So losing her, I actually never appreciated that woman so much.
Sure.
My sister was actually so important in my life because and I made sure that I spend as much time with my second sister and my brother. I lost my sister in 2017.
Yeah.
I got attached so much. So I used that to spend a lot of time with my brother.
Yeah, you don't have no time left.
2019, I lost my brother. Still, you know, I miss them, but I've got no regrets because I spent a lot of time with them.
Sure.
And during that, I knew if family, without family, there's just so many things that you cannot, you know, achieve in life.
Yeah.
Because by backbone, by support structure, when times are tough, those are the people that you always find by your corner.
Sure.
You know, because not all friends are bad. You know, you still find good friends in your corner, even through, you know, turbulent times. But I got to understand that. That's why when I signed my first professional contract, I played in Bloemfontein for Roses. I spent 6 months there. But my wife made sure with Imasi off that she would drive or she would take a taxi or a bus to come to Bloemfontein as on Varashe. And that made me happy.
Sure.
When I went to Chippa, I only spent a week in PE, New One. The following week, my family was there.
Sure.
So I've always,
They've always been there for you as well, yeah.
They would last born, I'm a mama's boy, like me nang funuk tegeti. So
Sure.
I'm cool new daddy. Say I'm a soft.
Want some love.
Nah.
Uyabakhohlisa abantu soft wena.
Yazi strategy no pay like you want to show a strategy must say summarize.
Yeah, one picture yeah.
Must say summarize the strategy. Sigbiza ngimpa.
Awumiranga. But you know, in all honesty, I've always been just attached to family.
Sure.
Yeah, and I know what the meaning of family is. You know, that's where life begins and love never ends.
Sure.
Noma bangakwatela kanjani, ekhaya kula bazoxolela khona.
Yeah.
Yabo,
Yeah.
kula share khona isingo, that's where we break bread.
Sure.
So I've always had that in me. So I if there's a moment namanje ngathiwa ngi-off,
Sure.
I call my family and I host them for a braai.
Sure.
But bangitshela last, but hey, we are tired of coming to your house. Can't you, why
Abatholi
can't,
chance ukukhumbula
why can't you get a
nokukhumbula.
house in the Bundus or in Bupile Malume? Because I'm always gonna invite them. They
Sure.
know for Christmas they're
Sure.
coming over to my place.
Sure.
Besmakhala bashana, but no Malume, this Christmas can we go somewhere else? And I'm like, nginifuna la.
Sure.
Because I just don't get enough time, to spend with you guys.
Nah, man, that's
Yeah.
a lovely way to wrap up that part of the conversation. I mean, it's always great to hear, the downside, but also the upside of things in life.
When again?
Still coming. Don't know why. Still building. Don't judge me.
I'm joking, my brother.
I happy.
Anyway, let me just break the ice a little bit.
Sure.
Just nje ukhuluma ngesikhukhuna nje sibreak ice kancane nje sibone ukuthi khamba.
Mawuthi Sekhukhune ngifuna ukuphinde futhi adibahlabe denuku.
Adibahlabe.
Adibahlabe.
Ngayixoxa le. Manje Sekhukhune ube hayi bahlabe denuku bese nazozi. Hayi bahlabe denuku.
Eyibuza yento makangenzi njalo.
Yeah, akathi awubuza
Mangaba wenza smooth siyacela. Mangaba wenza smooth.
So what you guys do before after doing the handshake,
What
you
do
get
you
to the
do?
Not just the handshake. So if we have a meeting or we're speaking to the chairman or somebody is coming to address us within the management, before you can say anything, adibahlabe denuku, adibahlabe.
Yes, sir.
Adibahlabe denuku, adibahlabe.
Adibahlabe. For us, Nuku. Of course, they would need to look at the logo, but just explain Nuku King.
Nuku is a porcupine.
Porcupine, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do I slaba?
Yeah.
Porcupine. That's what a porcupine does.
So wabona nuku yetsa before
Yeah.
you hlaba kiri, yeah. And then
Yes.
So
Nahlabanan.
also
Okay, asiyeka sikho la. We'll talk about your teammates, ne? Which teammate is loudest?
Mkhabe. Yeah. Bengizothi mina sengizohala. Hayi but
No, maybe when we think ujwaye.
yeah, hayi mara Mkhabe.
Yeah, when we think ujwaye.
Kunomfowethu kuthiwa kahle ho Mkhabela.
Sure.
Udlula wena.
Uza
Uyahlula mina.
Thula yena.
Ngine ngifaka ama headset ekuseni.
Phela uwe more loudest at Pirate.
Skipper, lamchita nginofaka ama headset ekuseni ngithi ngiyakucela my brother, ngicela ungiyeke namhlanje. Athi wa skipper, waring isho lungu, hayi, irikubereka mone. Loud that guy. Arse ngiyamncane.
Which teammate is always early training?
Uye. Yeah. Yeah.
Even
no.
at Pirates?
Myself and even at Pirates, yeah.
No, at Pirates I came before you.
Yeah, because wabalekile traffic.
Mara nibanga nje yimbe ngifika kucala kunani.
Yes,
No, keep big figure mabuya ikho ngawe. Le ndaba le ayikho ngawe. Ukhuluma yini nomjita lo? Yimi nalomjita lo. Empethu wena bengifika kucala kunawe la.
yeah, wabalekile traffic. Ngikwazi kahle phela wena.
So manje ubani?
Yeah, I'm still early, and then sometimes Cardoso. Yeah, Cardoso also comes in.
Hamba gilada.
Which teammate is the fastest on the field?
Ish. I'm Sean. Yeah, Sean.
Sean is quick.
Sean.
Sean runs.
So manje ubani,
Keleto.
Gilito.
Yeah, Keleto is I think quick with the ball.
And Moby?
No, Moby is no longer with us. It's
He's
super
at
sport.
Super Sport now.
Yeah, but Sean. Sean's
All on the take off. Ugelis.
Yeah.
Ugelis like has that take off. Sean.
Sean's.
Khumbula ngisadlala eVets ne. ukuthi ifoni yami nesithombe sine esami noShon uShon uyagijima uphethe ibhola like uyambona ebusuku ukuthi urelaxile hey la imuva ndoda uthi idonsa maketha elo relaxile empethu wangena nami ibhokisi
nakupirates sidlala nabo eHolland washiya uDube umthokozisa uDube uDube simthembile ukuthi ufast
wena
Sean is quick
asisekwela inspire
Which teammate is talented?
Umnandi.
Nandi lo uphethe usukelo. Qabala.
fanele ngathi bani uShon
no Uhloni just understands football. Uhloni igame ya understand.
and uzana nyawo zoyi2 yeah
But masikhulumela ngiyasho ngakhona lapho ishukela.
yeah
Nishukela nganika usiphola.
He's the one who's most talented.
My chef hayi.
Master Chef Umnandi.
Hayi lamfana idlala bola ngiyidlela
empethu lo muntu lo mina ngimazi abantu babona kanjani
Wenzani PlayStation?
Sure. Ebabona nje.
Dlale ngathi namehla 6 2 la 2 ngala ngale 2 la lamjita lo yana
I don't know how this guy does it
What would you say is added to the team now in that midfield?
to keep the ball long in congested areas.
Sure.
You understand? He like ayaphuma.
Sure.
lamfana lo yana was born.
Tena ngawe manje.
Inkinga nje mina ngifuna ngayikhohle. Uyabona? Maybe not just yet. I want people to understand this is that when people give you your flowers, angithi kuthiwa njalo. Right now we are giving him his flowers. But mele understand ukuthi ama flowers mele uhlala wathela amanzi to keep them alive.
Nakekele.
Uyabona? So ngifuna understand lo part ama flowers because I know a lot of people bahlala man umuntu umtshele when the person is good, uyabona? Give them their flowers. But the person receiving them must understand. It's ila mele athi angikho blind avume.
Sure.
Urathi angilazi.
Or khona umuntu engimaziyo odlula.
Mara makavuma mele understand manje sekaphethe responsibility ukuthi keep these flowers alive. So he must water them, make sure ukuthi these flowers stay alive. Amablomo mfethu angawanika amanzi ayafa. So like any other talented player, if you don't put in the work, if you don't nurture the talent, ichayile.
Sure.
100%. 100%.
Which teammate listen to West music?
Yeah. Because I'm close to a lot of my teammates, foreign guys. I think Hugo, Padra, Cote d'Ivoire. I don't know the music that guy listens to. Bani, Yamba.
Sure.
Maybe it's because I don't understand.
South African guys.
South African guys, yes, let's control the piano. Let's roll my piano. Yes,
So akekho olalela nje exciting.
Maybe Ukadozo mina ngimali.
What does Caruso listen to?
Caruso is just got this weird thing about him. Caruso, one moment is with us, the other moment Caruso, Snabala as a team.
Sure.
Caruso can be standing there alone.
Listen to.
No, just chilling.
Just chilling alone.
Or he can chill like here. His body could be here, like right next to us. But his mind is somewhere else.
Yeah, Caruso sometimes.
Like I'm told maybe like uhleli so and there's like athula bhekele. There's nothing that's like just and then we're talking about something and then maybe like season like Caruso. Yeah, what you say?
This one is the last one. And ngoba ngiyazi mboma feshi.
Sure.
Nina no two. Who's the best dresser?
Yasifaka thina.
Not just fuck.
Afaka ingwenya. Nayo kuyifaka ingwenya. Izitedela ingwenya. Ngona uvele nje use-exclude. Usho nje ukuthi mina ingwenya ngiyane-exclude ke la.
Uyasifaka ngathi efasongula le competition.
Okay. Angifaki.
Okay.
Bese ngizonifaka.
Ayenzi lo nto.
No. Asithi anikho nini.
Yeah.
Who's the best?
Sean.
Sean. Yeah. Bani. Sean. Yeah.
Fashion police. Fashion police.
Yes, man. No. Mina ngizoguide this. Ungayi elaborate ngiyacela because izoba nenkinga sizo trend. Yamba.
I knew it was what you have.
Yamba.
I knew it.
Yamba.
I knew it was what you have. Yes, the one.
Yabona uyamba kahle. uyamba is me and yamba. We understand. Mina mangathiwa kumele uthole umuntu wase yamba from Congo.
Sure.
Bangathiwa ufuna ufike wase Congo uyohlangana no yamba. Mawufuna uyamba wase South Africa uhlangana nami. So mina no yamba. Oh bro, ile ngonyama yasula.
Ngiya-include manje.
Ayenze.
No. I said don't exclude bese ngiya-include.
Into leyo ngayo.
Mina
What's the best gestures?
Mina guys mina bangaba broke ipahla ngikolele. Navina ukuthi
I mean, all of this, man. I'm not going to I say it's him. I say it's him. I say it's him. And now I'm going to be modest, nyakjel. Because it's like, do you understand what I'm saying? For me, I would pick something nice from the shop. You understand? He would do that, and he has that vision back. He created it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference. We can both pick something nice at the shop. So une extra leyo ukuthi une vision yokuthi angeza buwe umuntu okwazi ukuthunga athi dog, look, this is what I need. I need you to do 1, 2, 3 for me. And then my it comes out like this. So I would say it's him.
And you?
Dash.
Ngazile ngizokhetha so mina khethe so. I know.
Yazi
ngendlela nginazi ngakhona.
But yabona okay, pero how Dash is actually explaining it, ngiyayizwa. Yabo, good, obviously I've got an edge because I sometimes create my own outfits. Or maybe even the versatility within dressing up. Because me ngiyafaka iskate, ngiyashaya iskate, yabo?
Yeah.
How far you skating?
Mina.
So why would you dash?
I think Dash, he just does it with ease. Any day. Like umuntu uthi mawuhlangana naye, you just don't know what he's gonna rock up wearing. Yabo? Like and about akuna effort. Kunezinto ubona like is effortless. Yabo?
Hayi njengathi abaplay nayo change ama
that's why
wardrobe bayenzeni
Yastina skip abafethu. Nisibhataleni babethu siqasheni bafethu. Side hustle nisnet sikhona ukuthi sinika ama tips.
Hola.
But you guys learn it from the best, Muslim.
Yeah, mina ngithathe kwezinto umdadile umDavid Beckham ukunde yayizinje le overseas.
Mara ngikhona mina la usingathi kimi.
Na ukhona skip yabona
Why uyalekudeni ungayilawuthi yazi Grootman ngifundisile yabona
Ngingahepha like lazy.
yeah makuthande
yena ngalolo langa ngimtshela
Angagqoka sure.
You look nice.
Sure.
Bese ngelila uyakuhlolela. Ayikuhlolele
Ayo consistent.
Hlolele ngelila.
Sure.
Afike khona tayi ukhathi baby all
Oh
style.
man.
Bese ngilanga.
actually wena jet pass there panzula ngazo yazi problem yuko yabona for instance thina would learn from abantu abafana nabo who've been in the game for isikhathi sik. I think nentwana that are coming up within the game a team maybe just South African football fraternity are obviously learning from us. Yeah, for hey kugeleze kakhulu boma chance yasazibonisa kuma chance Yes, for man manje uzothi uhambe ukushaya all star actually check pass umbona uJabet lakalo jida kana ndaba buthi wena uthini okwakho
Ngimpintshe yami uPen. No pen.
ay
Yazi uPen makavela ndoda yazi
maqedi appetite
Bangazivela
maqedi
bangivelela kabuhlungu uPen. Mina yazi. Ungafonela amaphoyisa. Bangavela ungaboni wathi ungazithiwa uzofonela amaphoyisa ngomngani wami. Ukhona ngathi ndoda uzothi khipha ifoni. Shaya lapha on-star lakhe sithe isport sakhe ngithi wena mina ngabe uyaboshwa nje vele kumanje ngoba khona into sazoyenza in the future awugcoki kanje
Shithi mina ngilele kakhulu kuMampansula.
njalo
Boma Jets.
mina ngiplay asuwe ma-fraud man
mara ulona
the times.
ngithathe uPen phela ni uPen do ngiyambona makagcokile ngathi like yabona le clever zakudala like lama khotman lawa
wake waya Randfontein
ashayi ila
wake
ile
waya Randfontein
ngayibusuku abantu bakhona bebalele
iwalk lapha bra ngathi sandla siqale Randfontein Nakati number no pen. Oh, my pets, yeah.
Alright, gents.
Oh, this is there.
We just finished the Sekhukhune part, but before we finish that, what's the ambition, guys? I mean, the team did very well. I think Kef and Linda will probably share because he was part of the team then as well. You would have felt like you guys could have done better. Of course, it was a first-time experience for a lot of the other guys in the team as well. But I'm pretty sure now, with the investments that the team is doing, bringing in the likes of experienced Dash, Sipombule as well in the mix, I'm sure the ambition of the team is much higher than last season.
I think it's always been. Ever since I got to the team, it's always been that. I think the mandate has always been clear that we need to improve from where we left off. Be it a training session, be it a football match, be it the season, a cup competition. So we always want to improve where we left off. So I think the introduction of the players that we got this season, it goes without saying. Their quality, just second to none. What they've done in the game, they've done pretty well for themselves, and we still need their contribution within the club. And the club looks at who are we bringing in to contribute to what we've already built.
Sure.
So I think the club wants to obviously grow and grow and grow. And I remember Uprache once said, I was in an interview with him. We moved from a porch coming to Fosloras, and abantu bembuza bathi, what is going to make you bring fans to the stadium? What Uprache, everybody loves the winner.
Sure.
So whether it's Yatand or Stand, I think we just need to win games, win cups, win competitions, so that we bring in the fans.
Sure.
We grow the club to where it is and where we want to see it.
Yeah.
So for us, I think the mandate is just clear. We are just unfortunate that we lost out. We couldn't qualify for the group stages.
Yeah.
Dash just allowed goal, which was
the last minute goal,
onside.
Kube
sikhulume kube nathi manje we catching flights international visas my passport.
Never again.
But obviously that's water under the bridge. We just need to focus now.
Sure.
Focus on the league, focus on the Nedbank Cup that's going to come up soon, because both these competitions, the league and the Inenzane, give you an advantage to Champions League, and that's what we want to do. Play different environment, face different cultures. Just challenge ourselves.
Sure.
Because I think playing in one place is sometimes a breeder, comfort.
Sure.
And nothing grows from there.
Sure.
So we just need to push ourselves every time. And when you have players of Ananabos Paula who come from Sundowns that plays KEF.
Sure.
Every season you find players like Abo Desh who have been playing in KEF every season. Myself and Desh, sadly we're finally Nakumbula skipper. Is young pets. So I pay la medal, ma pra. So pro. So it's different. It's like the Champions League. It's like the World Cup. Every player looks forward to it.
Sure.
So with us, I think we will just continue just improving ourselves, improving the club, making sure that we just get that.
And you, Tesh?
Well, I think my skipper here has covered everything. I mean, because I think the team doesn't say much as to what do they want going forward. As far as vocabulary is concerned, but as far as actions, you can see. You understand the people that they brought in, and how they are trying to improve. In how the team works. Going forward in terms of the management, in terms of the infrastructure. In terms of the medicals, so if you've been in the game for a while, you don't have to get there and be told. You'll just get there and sense that information that, okay, this is what the club is looking to do, and it's either you're part of it or you fall off the trade. So it goes without saying, just being there and looking at how the players that the team brought in, it just says to you that they are onto something, and they want to be, at the top level. They want to be at the top level and maintain that. So I think That's what it is.
Yeah, no, we wish you all the best, gentlemen. It's a long season ahead, but we'll call you guys back after the season to see what we're celebrating at that time.
We are done.
No, we're not done, no. We're moving on to the next topic.
So fast. Oh, Finch. Minang nibilang yan.
Asqedanga.
So fast, I'm shumezin. Asimsizini madoda.
No, it's clear you're enjoying the conversation. So we want to move it to national team. Linda, only once you got the opportunity. But I want to understand it from a fan's point of view. And we're going to come to Dash because Dash is a medal. There's a medal Dash right now. But from a fan's point of view, when you're looking at Bafana in the past few years, and I'm going to be blunt and honest about it, it's not been inspiring, for fans to support and get behind the team. But from a player's point of view, at that time when you got your opportunity to play, at that time when you're aspiring to play for Bafana, how were you viewing the national team? And when you got to the national team, what did you experience?
Yeah, I think it's just every player's dream, to play for their nation, represent their nation. So I'm dlaling the jersey is special.
Sure.
It's special. Just being on the field, share national inte. Because it's sigele. Na numi ngaphazamisa South Africans kodwa nje just no bro, that's just and maybe because thina sizalwe ngesikhathi where simgelingwenya mina my nickname was Shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mokula.
No, don't forget that you reinvent yourself, you rebrand.
Sure,
Oh, what's nigga lila
No, just call me Figo.
So both shoes, Figo,
No,
Ginger, and Ban.
I think at that time, obviously, even now in football, Kabini into an English is Bizutito.
Sure.
True. Or Bizutito because he's the most exciting player in the league. We can't take that away from him.
Sure.
Magdale Orlando, Fit. Noma ungekho lapha. Mina ukuthi I just live across the stadium.
Sure.
So music I'm saying
So when okay, aseka kathi ne singazi uFigo uzinikile or
No, angizinika mina
like shoes uzinikile or bakunika.
No, bangiphile.
Or shoes beka inspire.
No, at that time remember Bafana team was strong.
It's fire, yeah.
Bolinda Buthelezi, Shoes Mushwe, Dr. Kumalo, the late right back Mutaung, Sizo Mutaung, Kunjubani Khotman Leli Nyati, Level Abu Makfish, Nintovi. So I know that
yes, as a squad, sure.
Mark Williams, Helman Kele, so
Current assistant coach.
yeah. So those players were exciting. Minelokshini, my winning Bafana. I remember when Benny made his debut against, was it Namibia, Botswana, he scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
Big spinny moto, like it became fun. It was a celebration.
Sure.
That's what we grew up to. So obviously, as we grow older, and then I turn professional, I want to represent the national team.
Sure.
Okay, it wasn't doing so well that I felt good. Now if I can be there, I can help change the situation. Because your contribution could make a difference. I think you guys are a team, but one.
It's become shaky.
Yeah. But Guti, I'm important within the group to help it grow.
Yeah.
So Nganga's Guti, that team was just so beautiful. And I knew Guti, if I make my debut in the national team, it'll be special.
Sure.
And I don't forget that day. I remember we were playing in Zambia. Shauchi is number 7. I remember when we came back.
Figo.
So do you think you didn't got a chance maybe more?
Yeah, no. I think when it comes to that fetish, life is just like that. It's cut. So just beg you. I want your time to play. It's beg you. It's cut up so that's cut up anything. I want your time to be happy. Your time to be sad is there. So I think when it comes to that, I don't want to question much. Fana namanje, obviously, professionally. Sometimes you don't play. Coach does not play you. Sometimes coach decides to play the next person.
you just need to stay confident, stay calm, usiqhubeke wena usebenze. Ungazisoli kakhulu because once waqala uzisola kakhulu ukuthi mina I deserve this, I think you are just taking away from your happiness. Uzozincisha izinto eziningi. But speaking of the current Bafana team, yeah, I don't miss their game.
Since we're on the Bafana topic, Hugo Bros, and I'll say, Hana Fiitlanem, for a person working in media, it was weird. I don't know if you guys remember when he was unveiled. He was unveiled via Skype. He wasn't in the country at the time. Yeah. And a lot of people are wondering why Hugo Bros, but from a football perspective, this guy had just done something with Cameroon. He had just won with the Cameroon team that didn't have the stars as we know them to be. And he did an incredible job. So I was, looking forward to seeing what he could do with Bafana. Happy when Hugo Bros arrived. What was your perspective of him, and from that point to now, and what he's done with the national team?
Yeah, for me, angithanda ukujudge abantu, because I've coached by a lot of coaches at Pirate, in space of short time. So I give a person a chance, and see who to unai. And for me now, Coach Hugo Bros, the way he was doing things, he wanted a database for Ama player work. If you look at it, he's got like 50 players that he selects. And if you look at the space of, it's a 2-year, AFCON. Different from when it started until now. And there's a core in the team. There's a core. He knows at least I've got 10 players that are playing in their team regularly, are in the squad. Then I've got other players I choose. But he's got a database that he selects in the team. I remember when Udesh was not playing at Orlando Pirates, and he plays 2 games, 3 games. Bambiza national team, because the first camp Bam select, we understand. So he knows what he wants to do with the team, and that's why we are not surprised. Sure. We are not surprised. It was a process, and the way he's doing wonders.
Dash, Happy's mentioned that he brought you in, into his team, and we do remember. When he first came, he didn't want players who were over 30. He was cutting out the Andile Charlies, all the players who were in there before that. But the point when he changed his mind, he brought you into the team, and I just want to understand what the conversation was and what was the agreement between you and him, because he wasn't so accepting of players who were over 30, but he managed to make an exception. I'm pretty sure there was a conversation and a bit of an agreement you had with him.
Well, when he called me and he told me, because the news was circulating, because I think most of the time he's being misquoted by our media, understand? Because in things that he says, he's very direct that sometimes the media will turn it into controversy, because the conversation he had with me said that's what he's looking to do, to have the younger players within the squad, which makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if he can build on results and he has certain players that can still do what he would require, why not? Sure. You understand? Also Shika is there. You understand? So that's the conversation that he had, and he's a very, the thing is, I think with him is that he's a very honest person. Sure. He's straightforward. Sure. He's straightforward. You're never on the fence. You understand where you stand with the situation. Sure. You understand what I'm saying? He will tell you that, okay, you are here because of 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's how it's going to happen. Sure. So there's never doubts in players' minds. That's why that players that are called up into the Bafana setup are players that will always, want to work and run that extra mile for him, because you are not lost. You understand where you stand with him. You understand, and he will call you and tell you why he called you to the national team. You understand. So, and as a player, that gives you, understanding, because I feel like most of the time as players we're not given information. You understand, because I think information makes us understand, and it makes us know why we're doing certain things.
Sure.
You know, I realized when I was still at Pirates, and there's this guy that came. His name is Michel. He was our personal trainer. I actually realized that I wanted to do more, because everything that he did, he would explain first what is it for. You understand?
What is the reason we're doing this?
What's the reason we're doing this?
Sure.
Where is it strengthened? You know, so I realized that most of the time footballers are being seen as your under-8s, you understand?
Sure.
And the fact that we are not fluent in
Uneducated.
English does not mean that you understand? So,
Sure.
like, I know a lot of footballers that are very smart, you understand,
Yeah.
in their own language.
Sure.
So I think that's the problem, that people think that because we don't understand that much, you understand, then just do this, Thabang, just do this,
Sure.
you understand?
Sure.
But it's better when I know, I'll do it full-heartedly,
Sure.
that, oh, I know, you understand? So I think that's the best thing that the coach did for the national team,
Sure.
you understand, that he makes you as a player feel valuable, you know, that you have that value. You are not here by chance.
Sure.
You are here because you can do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's what and he will tell you. He will tell you like what you're good at, what you should work on, like everything.
Sure.
Like every individual that's there. You can ask him, he'll tell you.
They know what they have
that
to work on and improve on.
I called this guy because he does this, that, so that when maybe we play against a team that does this,
Sure.
he will do that.
So player management unayo.
Top.
Should he either adila ngayo most, because he knows with most players, player management, ama-coach ayahluleka.
Because we get
So yena uyakhona ukuyimanage leyo.
Because we get lost, guys, as footballers.
Yeah.
Like you sometimes get lost. As even now we are as experienced as we are. If we don't know where we stand, it becomes difficult. You understand? It becomes difficult to show up every day, perform, you know, give it your best. You understand? But once you understand, it's okay, why am I here? You understand? And why am I playing? If Linda's playing before me, and I understand why Linda is playing before me, what does that do? And it makes me like work more harder in what Linda's doing better than me. You understand? Rather than you play Linda and then you just leave me there, you just ice me. You understand? Now that plays with my mind. I don't understand. I don't know where am I going. I don't know where to improve. What to do.
ama-ice.
We understand. What umkhuhlane.
Ayagulisana ama-ice.
Ayagulisana ama-ice boy.
And ama-ice kanti awaphathisi ngomkhuhlane, aphathisa ngengqondo.
Aphathisa iqondo.
Especially uma bangakhulumi nawo kasi.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been through for a while. You understand?
Kinda dume.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because I
Just
think
wondering what
sometimes
you're
it's
doing
players
wrong,
that amanye ama-player mfethu siyache siwajaje yabo in terms of why they do certain things. You understand? Uthole ukuthi like there's players that work in like a mandate.
Sure.
You understand? There's people that work in mandate.
Yeah. Tell me what I need to do. Yeah.
Mina, mawenza so. Kwenza so. You understand? And uthole other players are just akadlali and I understand why. You understand? And because also, bro, like this mental thing, guys, is very it's very important. And in our countries, it's kancane. You understand this? The mental issues of people and as sports people, as footballers. You understand? Most like in the world, if you look at football, in the world, football, the stats of football are that most footballers come from the worst backgrounds. Like talented footballers.
Yeah.
You look at where Cristiano comes from, you look at where Messi comes from. But you understand? So you cannot come from those kind of backgrounds clean mentally. There's certain things that you happened or you saw along the way. You understand? And how do you hide these things? If I train, if I walk around it, how do you hide these things?
Yeah.
You understand? Or anything, anything as always to be peace. Because this game is beautiful that maudlala.
Kahle sikhohlwa ngeenkinga zethu basela.
Exactly.
Sikhohlwa ngeenkinga zethu.
Manje mase sowuphuma ke sekuthiwa okay happy. Nayo off season manje dwana seyichayile hamba relax ekhaya. Now everything comes back. Awukwazi, you can't face that.
But it's true. Yazi ba wenza into oyithandayo, Joe. You forget about anything else.
Everything.
Khohlwa nokuhle.
Khohlwa nokuhle. You remember when
I heard people say that.
you remember ku final some of the food azange sidle.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
Yeah.
Remember? Not before the game, or day before.
No,
the
no,
game.
no. But we were like, because my meals, remember we went with our old chefs.
No.
There was
Yeah.
You need to take your own chefs to Nigeria in case.
Even as in Tanzania, Bokon, Simba. Yeah, you were there, skipper. Then that's what Simba.
Have you guys ever experienced the moment when one of your teammates was actually poisoned, or was this just precaution of past experiences?
Yeah,
I remember Kazawebi Club Yonke.
Really?
Jimmy.
So late.
I remember. But I've never thought of every game. I club in the every game. Begins a show.
And the voice supporter
Oh, but never ngadlali. Club Yonke Jimmy toilet. I remember. I was good but it happens.
Sure.
No, it happens.
Yeah, when it happens.
Dash, you mentioned earlier on your experience of France, and when I think of France, there's one image that comes to my mind. Right, you guys.
I'm not going to talk to you about anything.
Or image Nongolo Kante. Nice image.
That was a nice image.
And I was actually like
Ngithi ngiyabheka ngithi phela kufana wona lapha noma unongolo kanti nangifana uthi ngikho phela ngithi mina ngike ngadlala nawo phela manje ungibona ngiyabona lapha ngithi yimi nami lapha ngono uyasizwa
But Desh, that moment, came playing against Abu Kante, Mbappe.
Well,
The experience, Joe. How did you feel? I know you came in the training room, you were so excited. Wakota ilanga lonke, but
where are you encyclopedia Desh uthi at you phela lona sometimes you trying to exaggerate phela dog how's the kid you bro I understand shooting yabona lapha yanami ngithi nangumuntu yembe like lo muntu ekhuluma ngezandla like aloku like athi mbona yabona lamajita lawa yanani physically no they are not that big. Those guys are sharp. Those guys are quick. First to the second ball. He had the best time of his life. I'm one of the Paris. Think we remember no key. I'm so in Copel. I said to man, I'm next. Oh, I'm next. Where's the Italy? Well, next week. I want
but come
like in all honesty, man, like that, I think really environment living at some point I a bit goosebumps, like I didn't know how I was feeling. I couldn't explain.
I couldn't relate. Check the hand just what? No much. Yeah? Like the moment again.
I don't think I'll ever forget that in my entire life. Yeah. So it's like being like I'm a goosebumps. You're playing against like a former World Cup winning team.
They were the winning at the time.
They were winning at the time.
They were the champions there.
Yeah, they were the champions at the time. Bro, you're looking at these people, and I can tell you one thing. I don't think TV does justice for these people. When you play, when you are on the same field with these people, that's why you get to understand why they are there and you are not there. Do you understand? That's when I saw like a gap, because I'm this kind of person that when I see something, I would never turn a blind eye into it, especially if it will help me. You understand? Or people around me. I'm like, Mpetu. And like you can see how they carry themselves. You can see like Nabayans are something happy. Like everything the Dubayans are with intention and with precision. Yeah, one of the to like training wood, bows and lepers villa boom. I said you shoot. Yeah, and Zagla Bafana. What you shoot is a body. So landing a team. And to like as good as they are, that's why they also require good coaches, because these people they're not doing what they don't understand. Everyone that does something, you can see that the coach sat down with him and make them understand that okay, this is what I want you to do. I remember there was a time where Nimake Ukante. So Ukante mangimaki, Ukante yang susa ungisali. Mangane Lukanti, uGriezmann uzalami nasilami mina noKanti sisuka khona. Mangibuyela futhi uGriezmann uyabuyela. Every time like ngibheke emishweni mayenza right guys. Ifike ngibheke ithi isuka ithi ime bese ngibheke. Ngibheke uyangibheka angikhombo kanje. Athi angisazi ne-friend nje yabe ngiyamthuka. Mfethu like everything abayenzayo mfethu like it's
Synchronized.
like mfethu like you will never find a player ne position maybe akungamelanga abe kuyo. Like mangoba bheka in a game uzobona i-heat map yabo. Mhlawumbe uzobona i-heat map kaKhanti. Uyabona ukuthi indawo ye-1 next game uzoba ukuthi lo mjito uhamba la. But they do it so synchronized that you can't deal with it mfethu. Can't deal with it. Yabona mfethu Mbappe makeza ngebhola so. Bro, I promise you, he doesn't have to dribble you. Mela change direction. Ngeke uphokwa mfethu umbona iTV. Mfethu uphokwa umbona iTV ngathi
slow.
That is quick mfethu. Mfethu like every second ball yabo i60-40. So i60 yami i40 yakhe.
Still.
Iyachinja iba kanje. Sekuyimo semuva ngazi kanjani. That's how good one of these people are. What you use this guy? Giroud, ne? Yabona Giroud. Giroud is a player that in South Africa, I'm sorry, I'm not the only one, but there's a lot of people that maybe criticize him as a striker. Why would Giroud dala against this guy? You'll know why he's there. Even this guy is clever, bro. Like he makes that team, like he makes midfielders play, like the team plays off him. So a team that has good players, they have good players. When like it gets tough and now they can't combine. If bafuna ukudlala yalibamba lezo zithi until bafike
back to goal.
Like I don't think it will ever happen vele because I since I retire azange ngichase kanje. Anje azange ngichase kanje.
Fuck chickies.
Yeah. Ampana azange mpana yazini. Azange mfethu ngichase kanje. Happy. Mfethu shooting igame ithe mayiphela ne amachita abo fries amachizi bacela amachizi amachiteni yazi nje nami ngengifuna ne kodwa inyawo zami zathi hamba ijinje uyohlala phansi ayimfana ngeke Ampana ngeke imagine masifika anisho like basendi data actually ama GPS so basendi data ku Pirates usibuda couldn't believe it usibuda makabona idatha yami yase France indoda ngazi nami ngathi angangitsheli angicaba ukuthi mhlambe le nto le idubulile ngoba ngase sengizo seyishisa la emva kwami le nto le ngathi mfethu kanti nyafana la Elinda mfethu cabanga mfethu siyafa vele sisenkingeni siyafa vele sisenkingeni maqeda lapho ngithi ngiyabheka lapho iFrance substitute ifaka uPogba yangiwathi ngibaleke ngiphume ngeleli ngithi kanti lo coach lo mfethu like simenzeni kahle
Nah, but one thing I think about Hugo, he was building.
For sure.
For sure. Because Maspera results, a lot of people criticized the team.
100%.
But he came out to say we need to start playing the best teams in the world for us to get better. And if you look at us now, the teams we are playing, sometimes Nizoban back home playing. Who did we play now in Cape Town?
Sudan.
South Sudan, people are saying those guys, we were security guys, but it just shows how the national team has grown.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Matala ispansa ke usienzi. The tough love matala we share. Even though umuntu akubona ukhulisa umntana kumchika kumshaya, abonto umthandi. Njani? Because you want the best for them.
Sure.
And now it's the last corner. Europeic bronze medal. And here we qualified for the next AFCON.
Sure.
Top as a nation, we are
group.
Excited.
Yeah, we're
That's
proud.
We're
proud, yeah.
I don't think
it's been a while, which is to celebrate a guy.
Lekok have got to employ more people because
Sure.
Sure, because everyone is going to go out there to buy that Bafana cheese.
Sure.
But you just do this.
We are there.
Yeah.
We are there.
So we need to just congratulate him that he's there.
You know, I like what Linda says, and I just want to wrap up the France trip rather, with what was the word from Hugo Bros, from whoever in the dressing room that stuck with you following that game. Of course, it was a tough game, but like I said earlier on, you guys were doing well, leading up to that game. And this game, you just faced another beast. But there was something that needed to be said to make sure that the team doesn't fall apart. What was those words?
I think those words were said before. Do you understand? Those words were said before. And he kept on emphasizing that, guys, we are going to learn. I think we played Equatorial Guinea. We played in Germany, and we played against France our last game. So we played 2 games in Europe. So for him, the game was against Equatorial Guinea. And he kept on emphasizing that, guys, against France, we are going to learn and see what it takes to be where these people are. You understand? And understand why they are there.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because with him, he was implying, do you understand? Because the ends of things, he's a very honest man. He was implying that you're not going to beat France.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
They're like, at the time, we were still building, and we are not going to beat a team that just beat the entire globe. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, he kept on emphasizing on it and after that, like, he was not even mad. And he just came into the change room and he kept on saying, "That's what it takes, guys. That's what it takes. The speed of the players, the mentality, the professionalism, So he just kept on like reminding us of things that we should have picked up. You understand what I'm saying? And AFCON, we play against players who are at the same level as them.
As those guys,
I didn't see us shake.
You were just.
I didn't see us shake.
Yeah.
I look at the guys. I saw lions. Like I saw, they were running towards those guys.
Sure.
We played against Nigeria. Yes, we lost against Nigeria. I was on the bench. I was sitting. I saw the Nigerian coach telling his players to sit back.
No block.
I wanted to win that game, but for that I was proud.
Sure.
I was sitting on the bench and I smiled and I was like, "This is who we are."
Sure.
Tell me who's playing who's in the Nigerian national team.
Hey man, you've got big names. Awesome, man.
They were told to sit back.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about something that happened maybe in 1989. Those guys are still in the top league.
Yeah.
The coach told them, he said, "Hey, wait for them. Let's rather have them on account."
Yeah.
That's Nigeria.
Yeah. Leading up to AFCON, Figo, what were your thoughts? I mean, we knew, okay, we've got a national team that is doing well, but were you anticipating we'd do as well as we did in this?
No, I'll be honest, I wasn't. Yeah, I was rooting for Amagents because a lot of players at that time were in the national team are people that I'm close to. So I was just rooting for them, to do well because I felt it was a stage where a lot of them could get big contracts in Europe. Not only just for the nation to do well, but I knew with the obvious as individuals, if you do well on the day, somebody might be watching.
Sure.
My boy Lipas, I was there. So I was always speaking to him, encouraging him. With the end, stay ready. I want to keep focused. Make sure that you are ready because I've always told him that my only ticket to Europe, you'll tell now. The day you sign a contract abroad, I'll be there next to you. I'm rooting for you. You've done it.
Yeah.
So the expectations were, I don't think they were that high. We are just going there to just play. All we hoped for was maybe come out of the group stages and then, but the gents surprised us.
They did.
They surprised us.
And you know what's crazy? Like in that team, but everyone, it's like every time we spoke, we're in Cape Town, in Stellenbosch. Hey, we spoke like we are going to do something in the tournament. Like, I'm telling you, what happened for us, it didn't come as a surprise, you know that? Like, we kept on saying, let's say win. From Cape Town, in camp, we kept on saying, let's say it. Let's say it. You understand? And now, you need to understand, Maslow was qualifier. We changed cities. As such, you see, we said, Masuka la bafana siyohlangana eKhoroko.
Sure.
Yeah. Noma still laba sibuyele sithi sifuna laba. You understand? Yeah. So bese isikhuluma sithi yabona nje bakuso.
Siyamove.
Bafana bayoze basibambe phakathi edrobheni elikhulu. Sase safika vele.
Part of the time.
That's where we played our last game, and that's where the final also was playing. The last 2 games, third and fourth, they played there. So, like I'm telling you, like it's going to be a different AFCON, and it's going to be. It's going like, especially with guys that were there, they know what to do, because after the final, because we went to the final, after the final. Sabuyela a hotel. A hotel like this is CBD, so you understand. We were watching from our windows. The Ivory Coast ends the trophy parade.
After the game.
After the game, we were watching from our windows. So Ivory Coast by Mel abantu kucwele ends the trophy parade. You know what it said to these guys? They didn't say anything, but their looks when they were looking down, I could tell that. Balambila bafana laba yabona bafana laba nababuya la angeke saba mnandi. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I was glad that we witnessed that, and we experienced how proud their nation were. You understand? And you put yourself in their shoes, you say yabona kule landelayo yimemele ibese choose personally nje. And you could see vele namachita like the expression and noma bakhuluma dash mfana yazi ngabe yithi laba mfethu, you understand? And mind you, at some point Ivory Coast was down and out.
We never thought that Ivory Coast would come back like the way they did.
And they came back to win the tournament. So mfethu, what does it say? Because tina noma nathi noma ungathi uyabhekane, like there's certain, like especially in game in Nigeria, like I think which we were unlucky at some point.
Yeah.
Like we had that team.
Yeah.
We had
On
them.
the ropes.
But we had them. I'm telling you, we had that team.
Yeah.
You understand? It's just that football is football, but you work for your luck. You work for your luck. So I think this time around,
You don't want to promise too much, but you think this time around.
I'm betting at Jeff. It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, have you been watching Bafana play?
I've been seeing them. You know what I want to know is, right after that Mali game, because that was the first game, and you saying that from Cape Town it was say Landaland. After that first loss, did it not dip the confidence?
No. I think after the first game, that's when it went up. You understand? That's when it went up, because we were mad at ourselves. You understand? But we didn't beat ourselves up like that, because it's a short period of time. Like you're playing in the next couple of days. You understand what I'm saying? So we look at that, and then we sit down and we're like, boys, we can do better. You understand? And Ngapi Namibia ya win.
Sure.
You understand? Thank you to Namibia.
Thank you, do you not
Yes, niggas, guys, this thing ends.
Sure.
I think they beat Tunisia.
They beat Tunisia.
And then lento le yathi South Africa. Come on, lento yenzeka le. Lento lena thina sizoyenza.
Sure. Nayenza ku Morocco.
And dog la machita lawo ne. I'm telling you, mbe, sometimes ne, like inkani o control the grand. Because when you like we wona machila ukuthi angeke sohlulwa yindoda. You understand? Ubhekene labo Hakimi, abo Amrabat kuthiwa akeze. Sure.
Sure.
You understand? This guys.
It just seems like you're home and just enjoying yourselves. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Sure. Gentlemen, look, our time is really up, but we can't leave without talking about some foundation work that is happening. And Linda, you're doing some incredible work with your foundation. You've got a tournament that is taking place. I'm not quite too sure, because I thought it was a one-time thing, like once a year. But now I'm seeing it. It's happening quite a lot throughout. Just tell us a little bit more about the tournament that you have.
Yeah, the Mntambo Games that we host under the Mntambo Foundation started off in 2020, I think, at the height of COVID.
Sure.
And I saw a need within pitch. What is it that I just need to do within my community? Just take into an off the streets, because stuff that I always do, I do school visits, do motivational talks, name was this scale. I just to inspire them. And I thought maybe football, because something that I know, that I'm good at. Maybe if I bring these young boys, because when they look at me, they want their role model, they want their hero. So we started off the Mntambo games back then, and this year we're hosting our 5th edition. I think when the game started, we only hosted 8 teams, followed by 2nd edition, which was 16 teams, grew to 32 teams. And now the registrations have, been just overwhelming, just too much, over 100 teams that want to participate. So that's why now we don't only play once a year. We sometimes also play in June during the school holidays, where there's a pre-tournament, preparing for the main tournament that it just played now. Congratulations to Aman Skral, for winning it back to back. I think Coach Aman Skral is building something beautiful with those boys. Talent is there, and what we do is we are contributing to grassroots development. Ours is just to lay a platform for these young boys to showcase their talent. And it's just beautiful to see that some of the boys that have been in the tournament have grown to play for big teams in the country. One, just to mention one, Mfundo Villagaz. He was player of the tournament, I think in 2021, the 2nd edition, and scouted by Kaizer Chiefs. We always invite Kaizer Chiefs scouts and many other PSL teams, to come and see talent that plays within the tournament. And he's, one who's gone on, to do well. I think there's many others who just don't keep records. Ours is just to give these boys a platform. The opportunity that Nat was once afforded to us. And I think Amakasi tournaments, people take them lightly, but getting into a professional setup, you always look forward to these tournaments. I played Mamani Piri, I won top goal scorer, player of the tournament before I turned professional. But at that time,
wayendiphazamisa mpethu iquestion yami yama-gains the way itshayise alibagezanga
Guys, we're out of airtime. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
uyalishayisa wena ngathi ucatshwe ngegoli yazi ufiko tokune ufiko nje yamsidlala sonke ne especially ku-Cosmos ngiyambona nangiruyele nangu nini nangufiko sokalishaya ithepini laba khithi mara nomjinja lo mfethu ufike nini la ulinda ufika soheta baba shole
ngidlali no-opportunity. Mina opportunity nayivele kancane bra, ngiyasebenzisa. Mayavela kancane ngiyasebenzisa.
Antwana wena fana uyakora wena.
Abethu unebantwana abayi-4 njani ngokuye.